Okay, so your next step is to navigate over to a website called Trello.com. You're just going to open a new tab here and go Trello.com. Now this website is going to serve as your business dashboard, or what I like to call your command center. I've worked with hundreds of businesses, and what I have found is that very rarely does a business owner have all of their crucial information in one easy to access location. And what that ends up doing inevitably is anytime someone needs your tax ID number in your organization, they come to the business owner. Anytime they need your accountant's phone number or who your accountant is, they come to you. Anytime they need important due dates that are necessary for your business to get going, or registration dates, they come to you as the business owner. And what that does is, number one, it ties you to the business, and number two, it creates a culture of what I like to call learned helplessness, where your team and your staff, they know that at the end of the day, they have to come to you, and they are involving you, the business owner, in every single task. We are going to take the first step of eliminating that, but we're going to do it in a secure way as well. So now that you've navigated over to Trello, we are going to create a new Trello account. Now this is absolutely free. There are some paid features that are not necessary for here, so you do not feel like you have to pay for any of the features. I'm actually advising you not to do that. If you would like, you can dive into Trello a little bit more later and pay for those extra features, but it's not necessary for this course. So go ahead and click this button up here, Get Trello for Free, and then go ahead and click on Continue with Google, and it should pull up your new Gmail account that you've already signed up with. And then I'm going to click Create Your Account. And then over here on the left-hand side, you're going to click Build Your First Board. I'm actually going to be doing some of this live for a company, a friend of mine who has a company. I'm going to do that with you. Next. Last thing. Let me just get past all of these. So then it's going to try to get you to start a premium free trial. You can just skip this. Again, you do not need the paid version for what I am teaching you. And there you have it. You have your first Trello board on your Trello account. Now, sometimes Trello will take you through a different series of buttons at the beginning, and it might actually just take you right to your workspace. And so if yours didn't look exactly how mine did, don't freak out. Yours might look like this, or it may have looked like this. So either way, let's get everyone to the workspace area before we move on. Now that you're in your workspace on the Trello dashboard, you are going to create a new board here. And I'm just going to call this new board, I'm going to call it Test Company Command Center. And I'm going to just hit create. And now I have my first board. Now before we move on to the next video, I'm going to show you around Trello a little bit. This part of the screen share, you do not need to do what I'm doing on the screen. So for now, you can just relax and watch what I'm doing. I'm just going to introduce you to some of the features of Trello before we move on to the next video. The first thing that I want to introduce you to is the lists. These three boxes up here, you'll notice it says to do, doing, done. These are called lists. You can actually click this button here and add another one. Just put test list. And each of these lists can have what are called cards. So I'm going to click here, just add a card. And I'm just going to call this card Renew Business License, just for an example. You can view your cards from this board, or you can actually click into the card. And here's where you can add some extra details. So for this card, I'm just going to say renewal needs to happen online by March 31 of each year. And then I would just go and grab the link for where it needs to be renewed at. I'm going to paste it in here. And I'm going to hit save. Now within the card you can do a few different things. Let's start with labels. So this is where we can color coordinate certain tasks or certain cards and put them in a certain category. So for this one, I'm going to just click here, and I'm actually going to rename it by hovering over this pencil, and I'm going to change the title to be called Business Compliance. And again, please you don't need to do this right now. This is something that I'm going to teach you later. This is just for an example. So now any card that I would like to be part of the business compliance, this could be renewing your business license or getting special permits or anything like that, it's going to be marked green, and you can actually, from the board, you can either hover over and see what the green means, or you can actually just click on it and the title of the label. So I'm going to go back into the card, and I'm going to show you just a couple other things. So you can add a checklist. Here I'm just going to call this title of this checklist just checklist number 1 for this example. And I'm going to add some items here. First item might be login and renew license. Second item might be print out new license. And the third might be post new license. Okay, so there's just an example list, and then when you start to check off these lists, you'll see a progress bar that comes up, and that's how the lists work. You can also add due dates. So for this one, it was March 31st. So I would go to the next March 31, and I'm going to just say that it's due, and I would like to get a reminder a day before. So now you see that there's a due date here. Next, you can add attachments. So if I wanted to add attachment of, let's say, a previous business license, I can just search for it on my computer, choose a file, and that's just a good reference for whoever might be doing this test later, what the license would look like. Now the first attachment that's added to a card automatically becomes a cover. Let me show you what that does. So now the card has a cover on it. Now if you don't like this, if it makes the card a little too bulky, you can actually remove this from being the cover, and now it's back to being just a normal card. Or if you'd like, you can add a new cover that's not even associated with the attachment. You could choose a picture off the internet or whatever you'd like. So let's bounce back over to the board. Now one of the features to note is that these cards can be clicked and then drug over to different lists if need be. Another thing is you could change the background. I get a lot of people who say that the default background, not something that's super easy to see, and so you just click on these 3 dots over here and you can just change the background. You can choose solid colors here. Let's just say for this one I want to do a blue color, or you can choose from a bunch of photos just that they have here, whatever is convenient for you, whatever you'd like. I actually like this mountain one here. So now I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of what Trello is. We will be bouncing back to this platform a little later in the course, but for now, the fact that you have a board, you are exactly where you need to be, and I will see you on the next video.